Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating philosophical text that lays out a path to what it calls a celestial life. Basically, a state of being that's free from all the anxieties and worries of the modern world. So let's break down how you get there.
All right, so let's just jump right in with the big question this whole philosophy is built around. What if you could actually be free from all worry? What would it really take to find that kind of genuine, unshakable peace in your life?
So the answer this text gives is a path it calls cultivation. And right off the bat, it's important to know this isn't a religion. It's more like a practical philosophy, a way to master your inner world so you can rise above suffering and reach this higher state of being it calls a celestial. Okay, so how do you start? Well, you might think it begins with some super complex meditation or something, but no, the first stage is actually all about simple external actions. It's about letting go of what society expects from you and the obligations we tend to pile on ourselves. To help with that, the text lays out a few do-nots. Things like don't make promises, don't accept favors. The idea here is that all these things, promises, favors, ambition, they're like invisible chains. They tie you to the world, creating expectations and debts that stop you from being truly free.
And this quote right here really gets to the heart of a core idea: natural non-action. It's this idea of acting, but without any personal desire attached. So, you don't chase after power, but you also don't run away from responsibility. You just do what the moment needs from you, Whether that means being a president or a cleaner, it doesn't matter to you.
This is where you can really see just how radical a shift in thinking this is. I mean, look at this. In the worldly view, success is all about wealth and status, right? But for the cultivator, true success is becoming a celestial. And get this, what we see as failure, like loss and hardship, can actually be a gain on this inner path. It completely flips the script. All right, so once you start detaching from the outside world, the focus shifts. It moves inward, to your own mind, your thoughts, your emotions. This is the next stage, the inward journey.
And this part is laid out as a pretty clear four-step process for dealing with that non-stop chatter in our heads. First, you calm the mind. Then you learn to stop its racing. After that, you manage it, and finally, you rectify it. Basically, you set it straight.
Now, a really crucial piece of this puzzle is humility. The text says, the universe is as big as your heart, but this heart must be humble. And it's not talking about thinking less of yourself. It's about expanding your inner space, your heart, so it can hold more. The more humble you are, the more room you have for real wisdom. And to make this idea of humility a little more concrete, the text gives us this really great metaphor. It asks us to imagine our heart is a room. Now, if that room is just crammed full of junk, our prejudices, our biases, all our fixed opinions, it's basically a junkyard. It's useless. So the whole practice is about emptying that room, clearing out the junk so it can become a clean, open, and useful space again. Okay, so you've let go of the world, you've started to master your mind. What does that actually look like? How do you live? Well, the text says to look to nature for the perfect role models.
First up, be like wood and stone. What does that mean? It means being solid, unmoved by all the drama of the world. You just observe praise, you observe blame, but you stay steady, you stay detached. Then be like clouds. Think about it. They're totally unrestrained, they have no fixed shape, they're unattached, they just drift with the wind, never clinging to one spot, completely free from our human ideas of honor or disgrace.
And finally, we get to the highest ideal. Be like water. Water is formless, but it can take any shape. It's gentle, but it's also incredibly powerful. And it's humble. It flows to the lowest places, yet it's essential for absolutely everything.
Yeah, this idea that the best is like water, that's pulling from some really ancient wisdom. It's held up as the highest virtue because water achieves everything it does without fighting, without force.
And when you start to embody these qualities, it all leads to this state of, ultimate harmony. You're not fighting with the world anymore. You're not fighting with other people. You just become part of the natural flow of things.
The end goal of all of this is to grasp what the text calls the one. Now, this isn't the number one. It's more like the true original nature of reality before we slap all our human labels and judgments onto it. It's just seeing things as they are, pure and simple.
And that brings us to the final question, the big one. This whole philosophy leaves us to think about. After stripping away everything, Your ambitions, your opinions, your attachments, everything you think you are, what's actually left? What is your truest nature?